All right. It's the roll call. Everybody in the chat. All right. What are we going to do? Let's see. We're live, guys. And we got a great class coming up. Great class coming up. Let's look at the chat and see what we got. Okay. Hey, Brittany. Kendra's here. Jemiah. Shanice. Yeah, Shanice's here. Jemiah says advertise my business more and rebrand. Jemiah, I'm right with you. And what we need to go with is strategy. So God has given me some strategies, and I always look to God to give me some strategies because you know what? If I did it, I'd mess it up. If I did it, I will mess it up. And so, yes, I'm going to if you had, I don't know if I'm introducing something to you or not, but I want you to use it as close to the beauty industry as possible. And your kids are probably already introduced to it. I think I'm gonna build one for the school tonight, but I have an account. Um, it's called Meat and Potatoes, the podcast. And that's something that I'm launching that I'm actually going to start promoting and branding soon. It's just like, a side to conversation with me. So that's something I'll be branding. But I'm going to build it as a vehicle to push out everything else as a vehicle for promotion. So sometimes you have to build something and use that thing that you build to push out everything else. And when I say push out everything else, 9 times out of 10, you're probably your own marketer, you're your own everything. And so you probably use a platform to promote everything else. And so just being one of those person that's continuously focused and about growth and scaling, that's what we'll need to do. Also, I'm not blind to the effects of different decisions that our leaders um, have concerning the country and concerning the economy. And, we're in a service industry. And so, whereas we thought, sometimes we'll be able to kick back and do one thing, you might have to open your books up and do something else, learn an additional skill, do what you got to do to get over the hump and still be working on something in the background. So today we're going to talk about careers, the different things you can do with your license, and really there are no limits. I hate the quote, and this is just my personal opinion: the sky is the limit. And I tell people all the time, have you ever flew? Have you ever flew an airplane? You ever flew in an airplane before? The sky, clouds, there's a lot past that. Okay, you have astronauts that go way past that. And so I don't like ceilings. Okay, I don't like ceilings. And so I just said the opportunities and the place you want to go are limitless. All right, I'm gonna always push and just be an advocate for success, but for your success. And so, in order for educators to do that, they got to have a little idea of, of what you want to do once you get the license. The perk is if we do have resources, that to make those resources available to you. Okay. I never will want a student to go out so blind and be set back because we didn't share a resource. Okay. So we want to make sure those resources are available to you, or at least point you in the right direction. So Jemiah says, advertise my business and rebrand it. Absolutely. Who is iPhone 66? That's Kendra. Continue to learn more about hair and eventually get my suite. Figure out logos. Yes. So yeah, I got a couple of places I want you to look when it comes to logos. And then the other iPhone, that's Brittany, it says focus on continuing education as well as working in my field. That's it. One thing you have to do, you have to be a student. You have to continue to be a student, continue to be teachable. Okay. This is why you see me all the time going to somebody class. All right, because it never stops, especially if you're a teacher. You're an educator. You're always be in a place of heightening your knowledge, going to the next level, just simply because you never know where God wants to take you. And this is absolutely, no matter who you believe, you never know what's going to be ahead of you. So it's good to be prepared. It's good to be knowledgeable. And sometimes we don't even know why we're learning this, but we know it's a part of the bigger plan. And so that's one thing we want to look at. Let's look at, y'all want a jewel? If you want me to give you a jewel really, really quick, put a 1 in the chat. If you want a jewel really, really quick, put a 1 in the chat. All right, got a 1. All right, so let me go into the share. Hey, Miss Candace, how you doing?
Hey, Miss D, I'm doing good. How you doing? Hello, ladies. Hope y'all having a good evening.
All right, what I want everybody to do, I want everybody to get a Twitch account, TWITCH. I don't care if you are 100 years old, go and get a Twitch account. All right, if you have one, put 1 in the chat. If you have one, put a 1 in the chat. These are the benefits of being at DCI. If you have one, if you already have a Twitch account, okay. Okay, Brittany, you have one. What do you use it for? You can come off chat, off mute. Brittany, what do you use it for?
I don't use it, but I
Okay.
created it. I created it to post makeup content.
Uh-huh.
And I never got around to actually like posting it and being on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna use you as an example, okay? So I checked Twitch today and I put in beauty makeup. It was only a few people that had beauty channels. So I really want you to start using it, okay? I really want you to
Yes,
start
ma'am.
using it. And the stuff looked really, it didn't look good. it, just looked, it just looked, it just looked plain. It didn't look like they
Right.
put a whole lot into it. They just sitting in their, room putting on their makeup, but
Right.
no one's talking about what you maybe. They're not involved in the platform like you usually are with TikTok.
Right.
Okay. So the reason why I said I wanted everyone to get a Twitch account, I've had a Twitch account for about 9 months, and I'm kind of like Brittany. I'm gonna use it. I just been playing. I haven't launched yet because I initially thought, oh, it's just for kids. But let me tell you, Twitch is one of those platforms that people. It's live streaming, and this is what we do we're doing it now on YouTube. And when I am on Zoom and I say I want to live stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch comes up. Okay, so in order for it to come up, it's a lot of people that have demanded it for usage. All right, it's a lot of people that have demanded it for usage, and so it's good to be ahead than be really far behind. And so, although you may know kids that have it, and really anyone who plays video games, they probably have a Twitch streaming account. Okay, and streaming is totally different from just going live. And it's similar. It's a similar thing about going live, but it is like reality show surveillance. You know, so you still control it, but people get to interact with you via the chat, and also they become subscribers. Okay, so you want to put your content out there so they can subscribe. Once they subscribe, then they can have these you can schedule different things that they can see, so you may have a makeup class, Brittany, that's only for your subscribers. You may have like a happy hour of one every week. You do a makeup tutorial on something. You may do a haul on cosmetics. So your subscribers get all of that extra stuff. And how many people will probably say, people are not going to sit there and look? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And so I remember 9 months ago when Twitch accounts were $3.99. No, they were like $5.99, y'all. And you can get possibly up to 50%. So if you have a Twitch account for $6, well, now it's $7.99. All right. So it's $8. So for everyone that subscribes, Brittany, you get $4. Okay. So I'm seeing somebody do the math. I saw somebody with 35,000 subscribers at $8 a month. How much is that person? How much is that every month? 35,000, $8 times $8. Well, 35,000 times $7.99. Let me say that. Who got a calculator? What is that? On mute.
That's 279,650.
Yep. And then we divide that by 2. That's 50%. That's $139,825 a month. A month, because they have a monthly subscription. So time 12 months, you're looking at $1,677,077. And the accurate number is $1,677,900. So you're easily over 1.5 million a year just from sitting in your room in front of a screen and interacting with your audience, and maybe think of all kinds of makeup tutorials that you're doing. And then also, going in with other individuals and just catering to that particular group. And so I wanted to share that. And I don't know if you have just thought it was a kid thing, but these are the categories. And you have games, RL, which is podcast, music, and DJ. So people are just really just in their rooms DJing, and people are subscribing because they like the music, creative, and esports, And so we will fall into creatives or RLs. And at the end of the day, I want everybody to don't be so late coming to the party. You need to know exactly what's going on. The last couple of days, Twitch has been off the charts. Okay. And as you look over here, these are the people who are, let's look at agent. He's playing a game, but he has over 33,757 people. They're chatting over here. You can see the chat come up. This guy is over a million. Okay. And I'm only following him because of these tips that he was giving that he was doing a webinar, and the business tips he was giving were off the chain. Okay. So, and notice he's sitting in a room with nothing in there. Let me go back. And I basically Googled his Twitch account, found him, and I'm following him, not because I'm a fan of just watching, but it was the information he was sharing about how to monetize and use what you're good at and putting it on Twitch. And so with all of those subscribers, that was the one that I was saying that had all of those subscribers, and he was really promoting, and he doesn't have anything, he's not wearing anything special, but what happens if you're trying to market something, you're trying to push something, you're going to start to see people go to influencers on this Twitch account, on Twitch accounts. Okay. Number one, it has literally been a platform that kids have been on top of, and you can't tell me kids don't have money because they have $7.99 a month to subscribe to certain ones. And what if they got 5 people they like? That's $7.99 times 5 people, so $40 a month just to be a part of their group, you know? So I want to ask, what can you do with what you know how to do? Can you put your camera on and talk about, and you'll probably be in RL, and talk about what you do? Like, there is a small percentage of beauty on here, so I wanted to make sure I gave my students pretty much a heads up of where a lot of platform marketing is going. So when you get ready, Jeremiah, to rebrand, relaunch, make sure you include your Twitch account. All right. You make sure you include your Twitch account, and you can upload previous videos. And if you're mainly a TikTok person, take those videos, upload them. You may not get as much share, but authentic, original videos, I believe, get more of the profit margin. Okay. And I just want to share that, Jewel. If you have not heard about it, I want you to do that. So there's an individual that made it popular. And this person, let me just go to, this person makes 3.6 million a month. 3.6 million a month. He's only 23 years old. Okay. And he get paid from the ads. He gets about $3.50 from every ad that's played. And then also he gets a 50% share that he splits with Twitch of every subscriber. All right. So that's 3.6 million a month. That's a lot of money for a 23-year-old. Okay. So it is but it has not been cultivated, and the beauty industry have not stepped into this place. I got some young individuals on here, and I'm just waiting for one of y'all to take the baton, and I'm gonna come right behind you. Okay, I'm gonna come right behind you. Let's do comments. Unmute. What do y'all think? What have you heard about it? Is this something that you think you would use in your marketing strategy, especially if you already have a TikTok or YouTube? What do you think?
Me personally, I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant about it. I would be open to it, but as of right now, I haven't ever really thought about downloading Twitch. Because when I see Twitch or think about Twitch, I think of like streaming or like, I don't know. I just never thought about using it for like a for like my business.
Yeah, it's streaming beauty. I get it though. I was like that as well. But I should have some things up. I'm challenging. We have a challenge group. So by June 9th, we're supposed to have some things up. But yes, it's something we never have thought about. It wasn't initially targeted to us, but you have to think, what does it hurt? And then there's no space. Beauty has not invaded this space. But I do believe after this, within the next 30 days, you'll see a lot of different industries coming over to Twitch, okay? Because you have young influencers. People definitely going to be coming over trying to get them to do ads and things like that, marketing, promo, but you have a whole nother audience. And you, as you guys know, just if you look at the video game portion, there's grown men that play video game, like grown men and little boys. Okay. And so whenever there's a platform that crosses age barriers, pretty much product companies, manufacturers want to put their product in that space because they want their eyes on those. They want the eyes of those people who are watching. And if you got 33,000 people watching somebody, if I sell washing powder, detergent, don't you know, I'm thinking, this is how I'm thinking, out of them 33,000 people, somebody uses detergent. And I need to make sure my detergent is in front of their face. So as much as possible, when they get up, they feel like they need to go buy my detergent. And so that's just something I want you guys to look at. Just kind of like, check it out the next month, but don't be too late. Don't be too late. Because from the forecasts that I was receiving, just different numbers I was looking at, it's definitely a platform that's going to continue to grow. Even see real estate agents now with accounts, some beauty. I think you're going to see a lot of beauty in the next 30 days because of the success and the report of this platform and how much just your average Joes are making just from subscriptions. And when you're doing business, you look at things from a business aspect and you're in business to make money. And so whether it's was developed for this or that, you want to take your career goals and find out how can you mesh those two together. Same thing with TikTok. TikTok is a place where people go to learn. Okay. And so a lot of times you be attractive. You see how people are telling stories. They have story time. So people want to come. They're being nosy, but they do want to learn. And then you also come to TikTok to purchase. It's like a 24/7 online mall. And so people want their products or their services in front of buyers. And so if you got more buyers on TikTok than you do Instagram, Instagram used to be a place where they used to come and purchase. But TikTok has surpassed that on down the road. And so every platform has their place, but technology, you're not going to be able to run from it. I think everybody should just take heed and say, hey, I'm going to keep my eye out for that. As I grow, I'm going to keep my eye out. Who is Galaxy X24? You ever
Shanae.
heard of Shanae? Okay. Yeah.
I've never heard of Twitch before today.
And Shanae, I know you like music. So I'm going to just click the
Yes.
music. And maybe, I'm a sucker for a live DJ. And I know you like live bands. But even individuals who are, this is Soul Train Tuesdays right here. This particular DJ says Soul Train Tuesdays. This says something about a cowboy. But I'm gonna click Soul Train Tuesdays and see what we got going on. 220. He's been on for about 4 hours, but he got 220 people. There's a lot of people listening to your playlist. Okay. lot of people listening to your playlist, period.
Okay, so just so I make sure I understand this correctly, it's
Mhm,
it's $7.99 to subscribe to each account.
mhm.
Okay.
So you can join and just be lookers, and then for it's the same. They have the same system on TikTok, but I see Twitch growing in subscribers faster than TikTok. I think
Okay.
TikTok, like I can do subscribers, and subscribers just get like a whole nother side. They don't get what everybody else see on a feed. They get a whole nother side. So if people are really into you and they want more of your entertainment, they're going to subscribe. And I think Auntie Jelly and them have about 3,000 subscribers, I think. Okay. And so when you're looking at like $5.99 a month and them giving TikTok a small percentage, there is a nice revenue share at the end of the month of people that just want to be connected to you. And remember, who do we want to be connected to? We are service providers. And if we are service providers, it may be good to have a subscription. Okay. Because those individuals can get a VIP service, they can have some exclusive perks or something of that nature. But at the end of the day, when you are building your plan, when this is just another avenue to add, and you're going to say, I'm going to go heavy on social media, you cannot forget what is growing and buzzing behind the scene. It may not be loud in the front, but it is growing crazy behind the scene. Ask your children or your children's friend or anybody that plays video games if they have a Twitch account and who Casanat is. And eyes will get big and crazy. Anytime you're making 3 point anything million a month and that's 2024, and you are 23 years old, it's a crazy amount of money and just marketing. Okay. And just showing your personality. And this is what you guys do if you did Facebook Live. Again, it's just something I wanted to make sure you guys were on top of before everybody started flooding it. I definitely wanted to do that. Let me go into the analytics. And when I talk about some of the career aspects of the beauty industry, number one, I'm going to say, and Miss Candice, let's go into the chat. I want you and I to go into the chat and let's put a few things that they can possibly do with their license into the chat. I'm going to put, maybe you want to become an educator. You feel like you have an educator anointing. You can become an educator. You can teach it, okay? Also, you may want to become a distributor, which means you love the product so much you buy into it. And by you buying into it, you sell it to everybody else, okay? You also may want to become a platform artist. Okay, a platform artist is someone that works for a company and you promote that company in classrooms, at trade shows. It has travel attached to it. And you basically teach people how to use the product. So if you say, for instance, there's a company called Skin Scripts. You love Skin Scripts so much, most people say, oh, I want to work for Skin Scripts because I want to share how amazing the company is. When you go work for Skin Scripts and when they have these trade shows, you are literally working, and it's called sales. Okay. So you're educating, you're using your knowledge to educate the audience and to sell the product. So you are considered platform artist / educator. So you also can niche your things down. And if you were a hairdresser, you can become a colorist. Okay. Yeah, you can become a beauty influencer, which means you just talk about your haul. You can talk about products. You give that expert opinion. Yep, you can become a makeup artist. All right. And then for my my cosmetology people, I'm gonna say department specialist. And under that, I may say the term, you may see the term hair cuttery. Okay. A department specialist specialized in hair cuttery. And hair cuttery is a I only cut. You like, look, I got my license, but only thing I wanted to do was cut. And so you may work in a salon that is department focused, whereas you would do all the cuts in the salon. Everybody else does the color. Somebody else does the color, and then somebody else does the styling. Okay. And so it may be a 3-person team that works with this particular client or all clients. Yes, you could become a personal stylist, stage playwright. You also, people like to call themselves celebrity stylists or celebrity esthetician. Y'all, it only takes one. It only takes one celebrity, and you can, people call themselves, they call it self-proclaimed celebrity stylists. Even when you talk about career goals and you may say you want to be a celebrity stylist or a celebrity esthetician, I'm going to tell you to hone your skills, build your patience, okay? Build your soft skills, your niceties, fix your face, okay? Because when you're in the company of celebrities or on photo shoots and there's cameras rolling all over, everybody's watching you. If you're not a neat person, you're going to have to get neat really, really quick. All right, because that could be a reason you're not called back, because you messed up the photos by not being neat, by not being clean, your station being nasty. And so we got to make sure all of that falls into play. I seen a notice that said they were looking for a stylist in Memphis, but non-union. And really what that means, when I see that, when they're looking for hairdressers in Memphis for non-union, it's probably a video shoot that they they don't have a budget to pay you. Or they want you to be there 10 hours and only give you $100. Now, starting out, I may do 1 or 2 of those just to get my name out there or just to network with certain people. But you have to really think about $100 and me being gone 10 hours don't pay the bills. So most of the time I am going to push my students towards a union. And once you're part of the union, any movie, commercial, photo shoots, anything that's professionally coming down from major studios, they have to call the people in the directory. They can't randomly just hire people they see on Instagram. Okay. They have to call people from the union, and there's a set fee, and also there's retirement, there's overtime, there's a budget that is set aside just to make sure the stylist is good. And what you have to do in return is be available and be there for as long as they want you to be there. Okay. So that's one of the things to look for. I see a lot of people, who do celebrities, and a shout out doesn't pay the bill. Let me just say that. And so we got to make sure that your business is in play. If that's what you want to do, be a celebrity stylist, and you're gonna move to LA, or you want to do movies, you should move to New York, or you're gonna move to Atlanta. Period. Right now, that is the place. And really, Atlanta is now becoming the new movie mecca. So you got to be on set, and they want you to be in Atlanta. You don't know how many hours they're going to need you. So Atlanta is pretty much the place to be. And that's if you're working stage, playwright, celebrity, of course, makeup artist, cutter, or colorist. even down to wax specialists. You just may want to focus and niche down on one particular thing. You're able to do that. Okay. So there's so many careers. I don't want anyone to think that they have to be behind the chair. I don't want anybody to think that I have to be behind the spa bed. No, there's so much you can do. Okay. You can specialize in day spa. And day spa is going to be different from, and I'm going to say day spa wellness. Day spa wellness is really different from your traditional aesthetics. Okay. Day spa wellness is an area that you have said, I want to focus in on this area because I'm an overall care of the mind, body, and soul. That does not mean you want to do hair. That does not mean you're going to have nails, but you may have a space that your client may get their nails done. You may have a space that your client has a private area to get a blow dryer, something of that nature. But a day spa wellness, you're from the skin, from body wraps, from massage, from hot stones, from different rubs and scrubs and things, body glows. You're concentrated a lot on the just cultivation of the body. And then, of course, you probably have a million different types of facials that you do. And that is the biggest thing that you do will be facials and body care. Not so much waxing and lashes and makeup. That will come, those are other specialties. So a day spa specialist doesn't really specialize in those. They will have other individuals come in and perform those services. Any questions? Okay. Also, before we get off with our aesthetics, let me go into share. Since we are talking about careers, I want you guys to do a look. Hold on one moment. I have a support. All right, make note, U.S. Department of Labor. And let me see if I can copy this. Copy going into the chat. Okay. Going into the chat, I do want you to save it. That's the Department of Labor. A lot of times we get our numbers from the U.S. government has so many studies on what's projected for the economy. And so for them to do those numbers, when you do your taxes, census reports, things of that nature, all of that is calculated. So it tells you pretty much where the industry is going, how much these individuals are making per hour. And that's just what's reported, not on top of, I think, your social media influence payouts, retail, and also just having a little bit more hustle and grind about it. A lot of these are commissioned. So just think if you work for yourself, okay? So the average 2024 medium, you're still looking at like $17 an hour. This is why most hairdressers are going into suites, because they feel like they can make more money themselves instead of going into commissions. I always would tell someone to, if you feel that way, give, but everybody said that they want to learn. So I would say I would give myself a year or even two to work under someone, to work in a commission, be a part of the team, and learn all the ins and out about it. Then kind of go on my own. That may not be the favorable conclusion, but it works because everybody's not going to, everyone's not a good marketer. I see a lot of people on social media that do amazing work, but they're not good marketers. They're not good promoters of their own business. So no one knows about it. And the time is gone that, the best kept secret. My pastor always said, that is not a compliment, the best kept secret. That means we're really good at something, but we have no marketing power to tell anyone. So it almost feels like they snuck up on it. And so you guys, with so many things going on, you don't have an opportunity, you don't have anything, you don't have time to lose money, And so with going out on your own, make sure that hustle matches where you want to go and the results you want to see. It's really just time to just get her done. Okay. I wanted to look at this here as far as job outlet for cosmetologists, barbers. It says the projected percent change in employment from 2023 to 2033, the average growth rate for all occupations is 4%. Cosmetology is estimated, y'all, to be in the 7% range. So cosmetology is growing faster than the average. Okay, the average career, you're 7% faster than everybody else. And so that tells me there's more salons that are going to be open that need people to work. There are more and more entrepreneurs coming into the field. So I wish you would give up. Period. And so sometimes I see one thing, then I look at the numbers and I say, okay, these numbers don't lie. There's going to be a shift somewhere. There's going to be something going on somewhere. Let me prepare and get my skills up. Okay. And just help work in that particular area. Right now, as of 2023, you had 649,400 jobs opportunities for cosmetologists, barbers, hairstylists, and we're talking commissions. So can you imagine the number of people who are in suites that hasn't been fully counted in these? Okay, so many job opportunities, and so nobody should be saying, I've graduated, I've got my license, and I can't find a job. There's so many jobs out there. You just gotta want to come to work. Okay, you gotta want to work. And that's on average. And a lot of salons look at these numbers before they offer you, a pay raise or something of that nature. So everything goes off of these numbers. The last thing I'm going to share with you is at the end of the day, make sure you are doing your taxes. And so you're a part of the plan of us growing that number. Okay. You want more, you grow that number. And I just wanted to take a look at skincare specialists with Department of Labor. I'm also going to copy this and put it in the chat. Save it, save it, save it. Guess what? For aesthetics, 10%, much faster than the average. Okay, 10%. And so you're still at 4%. Everybody else is at 4%. Cosmetology is at 7%, but estheticians, 10%. Your industry is growing 10% faster than everybody else. And so when I say that, I'm talking mechanics, I'm talking lawyers, I'm talking doctors, I'm talking teachers. And so people start to throw stuff, not really say your career is a career or is a job. You got to be like, not so, because my career is growing 10% faster than everybody else. Of all occupations, estheticians are 10% faster, and the average is 4%. Okay. So in a 10-year span, there are even going to be more opportunities for estheticians, whether it's schools, whether it's product companies, salons, whether it's spas, whether it's in film and industry. Every industry you can think of, everybody needs their hair done. Everybody needs their makeup. Their skin needs to look presentable. All right. So, I just wanted you to see the numbers. And a lot of times when I see these numbers, that really lets me know that, okay, we're on a up, we're in a good place. Okay, they chose aesthetics, let's roll it. We're in a really, really good place. And then any suggestions or any comments or anything like that, you can further go in and look at what it looks like in Tennessee. If you do plan on going, I don't know if anybody ever looked at the Department of Labor, but if you do plan on going to another state, you can look at the forecast for those states and already look and see what someone is making in that state versus the state you're already in. Okay. And it pretty much will show you the top areas. So if everybody said, oh, we just want to go to Atlanta, we heard that it was popping, it was lit, but what if Atlanta, the estheticians you're there, but you're not making the money that you will make in Illinois? So Illinois will be attractive to me, especially if the estheticians, and that's my career, I was making more money every year because I'm in that particular place. So we got to look at the demographics. That's what everybody is basing cost off of, and how much they're going to pay you per hour and what's worth what. But let me take comments and then I'm prepared to transfer over to Miss Candace. Yeah, Shani with the praise. Definitely. Okay. Miss Candace, you got any comments before you get started?
I like how you said about the best kept secret. And it kind of like registered with me, but I've been in the business so long that I kind of pulled away from the salon setting because it just was different things. And nowadays, I'm like you said, I agree. Everybody should get their feet wet. Go and experience the experience that you need to experience in the salon setting first before you step out and do your own thing. Um, just keep in mind that it's very different when you could be in a salon where they may cover everything versus when you go into a suite, you gotta provide everything. But even with that being said, you still will like be responsible for your, supplies and stuff like that, just depending on where you're going, because you could go to like a Goulds or somewhere like Paul Mitchell's or somewhere like that salon and work and they provide everything. But I think it's a good experience to put your feet in the water and just get that experience first before you go into a suite, because when you go into a suite you pretty much saying, oh, I'm built, not trying to build, because when you in a suite you're like I'm in a building. The promotion part is really on me, it's not on them. And you can't tell, you in the building you probably cannot tell that it's beauty shops and stuff inside there. So you pretty much have to be built when you decide to go into your suite. So I just say get your feet wet. And I like that about the best kept secret. Don't be the best kept secret. Um, make sure you're seen. So before you become the best kept secret. But I did like that, and that's all I wanted to, add. But that was a good thing. And I'm like the other lady. I heard about Twitch, but I never just really like made it be something that was on my mind because we
Mhm.
so used to the social media far as Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. We're so familiar with those things. But again, it's good to be open minded. And like she said, you gotta listen to what she's telling you that this is a door that's gonna open up for beauty, and why not be one of the ones walking through the door in the beginning, not on the back end. Because sometimes on the back end it take a little minute to, you know, get started because everybody else already did it. And like she said, look at, even if you decide to go out of your city, look at the marketing place because some places might be oversaturated. And just because something that works for them might not work for you. So just always keep in mind, be open minded about the real of the industry. So but she did give y'all a lot of good jewels to take away with, and that's why she asked for feedback because we be wanting to hear y'all opinions and see how y'all feel and what y'all thinking because whatever we can answer and y'all ask, we try to answer or we'll find the answer. So I think that was really good, Miss D. I think that was really good.
Awesome. 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 I wanted to pull this one too. Yeah. It's like you pick it up because I don't think if we're gonna do a tutorial, we may do a tutorial on it. But even some of your assignments will probably be connected to social platforms since we're moving into, preparing for the floor. This is one. Put a 2 in the chat if you heard of Fiverr, Fiverr. Put a 2 in the chat if you heard of Fiverr, this website here, Fiverr. All right, I need all participants. If you're on here and you're getting time, I need you to participate. I need a 2 in the chat. If you're not participating, it makes me feel like you walked away, and so you should not be earning time. So if you have heard of Fiverr, put a 2 in the chat. If you have not heard of Fiverr, put a 1 in the chat. Great, great, great. This was especially for Jemiah, with your relaunch and rebranding. And sometimes we're looking for ideas and things of that nature. Shani, Kendra, a lot of times before you even get to the Twitch or the Facebook or even get to TikTok and Instagram as far as branding, okay, you have to build the brand. So we know we can do so much to market, do ads, shares, reposts, all that good stuff. But in building the brand, this is Fiverr, Fiverr. All right, Fiverr. All right. What I need you to do at Fiverr, you got who said logo design? Did someone say they needed to update, they need to create a logo? Who said logo design? Unmute.
Me,
Okay, Brittany?
Kendra.
Kendra. Okay. So Kendra, you go to Fiverr and just say Fiverr is a cheat sheet too. It's the cheat code. Somebody wants to charge you $200 for a logo. before you go with them on your phone, you know, just like you scrolling at night when you can't sleep, go to Fiverr. All right. Everybody should be doing their research in Fiverr. It gives you an outlook of what you want your brand to look like. Let's do logo design. So I'm gonna click logo design. So what's gonna come up, you have these individuals all over the world that are trying to sell you a logo. So you don't have to choose what they have here, but you can see their different prices. All right. And then once you see their different prices, or you see something that catches your eye, I may choose that person and tell them, oh, I want my logo like blank, 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 and blank. Okay. It's this guy right here. He says he do logos for $15. And then it's a guy right here that says he doing for $4.50. This lady right here says she doing for $2,500. And this lady says she doing for $20. I literally look for the $5 people when I'm trying to get an idea out of my head. I look for the $5 people. I may get about 3 logos done for $5. And once I get the vision out of my head, you know, and I said, okay, I think I like that one. I would then take that logo, go back in and pay for a more expensive logo that now I can add a lot of details to. I can start customizing. Okay. And that's always going to be amazing. So $20. And I'm just going to click this person here. He has 4.8 stars. I think 5 is the top you can get. And he got 29 orders that he's working on. But he can give you a basic logo for $20 and he'll email it to you. Well, he'll text it to you in 2 days. And you get 3 revisions, which means you don't like the first one, he go back and do it a second time. You don't like the second one, he go back and do it a third time. All right. What do you get? You get the whole logo, you get the transparency. So he's gonna remove the background and it's gonna be printable. That's his basic. You could go to his standard where he's $50, and you can go to premium where it's $85. He gives you more and more and more with each one. Okay. And you may say, I want to see his work. You just start looking at some of his work. And you may tell him, I want this, but I want you to make it just like, you know. So that's that. That's Fiverr. Also, if you're building, I'm just gonna put Twitch in. So if everybody is including Twitch, I'm telling you, something is around the corner. So you have different, just like for Instagram and TikTok, your overlay, your windows, same thing you need for YouTube. You have all of that stuff that you can build. And if I put in TikTok, I have all of my stuff. If I put AI commercial. So basically, you may be like, Ms. Cox, I don't have time to learn AI, but I do need my suite. I need a commercial for my suite. You got this guy here. It says, I create an explainer or commercial video for your business, $45.
In a world flooded with content, your brand can't just blend in. More views won't help. Your ads need to grab attention and make a statement. Outdated approaches and generic ads, they don't work anymore. If your content isn't connecting, it's not getting results. We craft powerful video ads designed to break through the noise and stick in your audience's mind. In today's fast-paced digital world, only bold brands rise above the crowd. We deliver custom video ads created by the most innovative minds. So ask yourself, will your brand get lost in the crowd, or will it stand out and lead? Let's make your business unforgettable.
So most of the time, I see people who charge $100 for a reel or to do something, and they're doing it on their phone. Whereas I just go to Fiverr, and I think I'm gonna do that. 30-second video for $45, background music, voiceovers. You send them the description, they build it. And so, bam. Do this for your business cards. Do this for your resumes. What else they need to do this for? Your flyers. If you're gonna have a Facebook group or your IG or TikTok page, all of your profile pictures and all of that stuff, your YouTube, whatever you need, technology or digital wise, you have access to doing it. So video, digital marketing, even you want to want somebody to do your tax returns. You want somebody to give you a stock analysis. You want somebody to do some financial reporting. You want somebody to do some bookkeeping, some payroll. You may be getting ready to buy a house. And then there's a whole section for AI. You got people that will do AI mobile apps. I don't know. Okay, take it for what it is. And if you're growing your business, you can't grow without technology. Okay, so I know the boots on the ground is the traditional way, but hey, we are moving, shaking and moving. All right. So Miss Candace, I'm gonna release my aesthetic students. Y'all, we are gonna pick up on what's today? Tuesday, Thursday on chapter 2, anatomy and physiology. We're gonna go through that chapter because Brittany needs a refresher of it, and also Jemiah, that is going to be a Mississippi area. Okay, it's a deep area for Mississippi testing, so I want to make sure I go through that chapter for you. Okay.
What was that chapter again?
Anatomy and physiology, chapter 2 of the white book. It's going to be, if you're in the portal, it's going to be the blue box, chapter 2. Okay. Anatomy and physiology. So I got a couple of people, McCall Sunny, because anatomy and physiology is big for y'all. So we're going to make sure we go through that this week and early part of next week for y'all, okay? Miss Candace, I'm going to release my aesthetic students. And then we're going to just let you have it for the remainder of your time for your Cosmo students. In the building tomorrow, okay, I've been doing a little work, a little paint. But in the building tomorrow, text me what I need to pick up for Cosmo, but I am picking up braiding hair. Right? I'm picking up braiding hair. And Kendra, let me know if you're coming for your steam treatment. Let me know how you're coming. If you're gonna say wait, that's fine. But let me know how you're coming and we'll prepare, okay? And then we got some we're gonna go over the state board kit for our aesthetic students tomorrow night. So it's a busy night for everybody in the building. I'm gonna stop the live stream. Let's see if I can. I wonder how I can stop the live stream.
Miss D, you said that I need to come wash them blow dry, right?
Yes. Shampoo. We don't say ASH.
But now you don't need to be dry because we giving you a steam treatment. So you ain't gotta be all the way completely dry. Okay?
That's fine. And we can wet her down too. I don't want to be dripping out, but